Yo, what's up guys, this is SIIK and today I'm gonna show you how I made Feel Alive, which is out now on Actuation, and if you didn't listen to it, it sounds like this. So yeah, let's go to the project. So here we are in the project. Yeah, everything started with a voice recording. I showed it on Instagram. I can play it here. So yeah, that was the voice recording, and I put the idea into a piano. Yeah, I just put it into the piano and I went from there. And by the way, this project is a mess. Like you can see, it's really messy. Let's start with the break, which basically is like just a part of the break, the actual break. But yeah, I will show it because I've got the vocal, which I then cut up. Like I cut one half of it because it was a bit too long. It was dragging the break, which I don't usually like. And yeah, the vocal sounds like this.
I don't know why I keep on thinking about you. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can show you the processing. I had to consolidate it because it was a bit too much for my PC. I basically have some OTT, an EQ, just for the lows, some delay, just a reverb, crystallizer. I don't know if I even used it, and the Galfos, which is an intelligent EQ.
I don't know why.
You can see it's doing its work. I'm just recovering and taming some frequencies.
I don't know why I keep on thinking.
It really does a lot. Then I made a double.
I don't know why.
With just the same vocal recording, but I put the vocal doubler, which is a free plugin, by the way. You should check it out. Then I added some harmonies, which I made myself. In context.
We said goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, they worked. Another element I've got here is the 808. It's just an 808 from Seven Skies. Yeah, then I've got some sustain strings from our pack, Sickrate and SIIK Essentials, which I used a lot in this track. Because it was about the time when we created it. Yeah, you should check it out. It's on 50% sale right now. And also there's atmosphere. Yeah, and then I've got this art, which you probably can't even hear. Then we've got this vinyl sound from our pack. And some atmosphere. And a guitar which is distorted and filtered. That's pretty cool, I think. I'm not sure about it, but it works in the track. Yeah, I've got some few impacts which are not that important. And this loop, which sounds super weird, but I don't know, I just liked it. Then we've got the plug, which I really, really love. Yeah, then to the next part, which doesn't exist in the original, but yeah, I'm gonna show it anyways. You can hear my voice here, which I added. You can hear in context. And yeah, we've got some shaker loops, which I scrapped. I've got some more stuff here, which is the brass. It's just playing the chords from the piano I showed. And here is a guitar. And also a guitar. and this brass, which I really love. Okay, then we have guitar ambience. So this is basically how the break came alive. And yeah, I just kind of combined those two parts in the final project to get what I got. Then the build-up sounds like this. Yeah, the build-up sounds pretty bad here in this project. It's mixed pretty weirdly in my opinion, but yeah, it's basically the same stuff that I've got in the final, but worse mixed. So I've got this 808, which is playing now sustain notes. I've got my atmospheres. And I slowly introduce the main chords of this track, which are really signature for it. With a lot of reverb, a lot of filtering. I've got some drums over here for the build-up. And of course the vocals.
Yeah, you just fight it out, fight it out.
And then in the middle of the build-up I added this fill, which I included in my Christmas pack, which is for free, you should check it out. Then we've got more loops. And then we've got some sweep effects, just to make the transition smoother. And also a kick to get the groove going and kind of get some lows in the build-up. And yeah, I've got this metal shit. And here I've got pluck. Yeah, all together it sounds like this. The pre-drop is basically a random percussion I found. And also I've made this pretty sick sound, which really worked in the pre-drop. Let's go to the favorite part, the drop. Yeah, let's start with the drums. Most of them are from our pack, once again. Yeah, this is the kick. Just from my Feel the Sun remix, I just shortened it a bit. I added some claps, some hi-hats. Then I've added a lot of percussions. I've just cut up some nice percussion loops, which I found. Then I've got another clap. And I think I did a thing here where you can hear it's kind of choppy. The shaper box over here does that. I basically sidechain the transient of the claps, so it doesn't get in the way of the kick. It was the first time I did it, and I don't know, I've heard it somewhere, but I think it works. We can check if it works actually. So this is turned off. Okay, we see it peaks around 2 dB, and let's turn it on. It actually works. You see, we've got like maybe 2 dB difference, and it sounds the same. So okay, we can continue with the bass, which is an 808 once again from Seven Skies, I think. I think I just added some retro color, some digital to bit crush it a bit to get a bit of the highs, a wave shaper to make it more thick, and the shaper box to sidechain it, and the EQ, just you can see what it does. I just wanted to tame a bit of that thumpiness it got, because it got a bit muddy, and I boosted some sub frequencies. Then we've got this free space, which kind of sounds like a fart. Yeah, it plays over here too. Yeah, so these are the basses, and yeah, I've got this this noise layer, which is like a preset from Shine Giles, and I just took the high end from the sound because I like the crispiness of the bass. Then in the next project, I added one more bass line, which I'm gonna try to show. So okay, moving on to the leads, which sounds like this. So let's try to show you the processing. Yeah, basically here I've got this tension chord, which I really like to use nowadays. It just sounds, I don't know, weird and good at the same time. I used the preset from our pack, which I slightly modified, so it sounds a bit different. And then I processed the fuck out of it, because without any processing, it sounds like this. And with a lot of different plugins here. I've got some OTT, as always, a bit of saturation, some reverb for like the reverb automations, and some EQing, which okay, this hurts. Okay, my camera kept turning off, so I will continue without it because this would take for ages. So yeah, I've got one more reverb, which is giving it just a bit of width because yeah, the decay is just 0.1 seconds. You know, it's giving just some room. Some crystallizer for some creative effects. Filter, this was used in the build-up. A compressor, just to compress it a bit more because it had a lot of attack. And yeah, just some final EQing, which could be done much more easier, but I've done it like this. And the disperser, as you can hear, it's got a bit of disperser. Just added a lot of like punchiness to it. I processed it a bit more in another project, but yeah, it's almost the same. There are two more layers. And yeah, together, yeah, there are just some presets I made, mainly. We can check all the automations I've added here. You can see I've added some reverb automations. This is a delay automation from Serum. Made it more interesting than the LFO automation. I spent a lot of time perfecting it, but yeah, I think I got it right. Yeah, I think that's basically it for the creative automations. Next, we have this noise effects, which gives more impact to the beginning of the job. Then we have even more perks. Yeah, I just chopped them up with, as I did with the first ones. We can continue with the second part of the job. For the fill, I've just used a tom and the bass shot, which is similar to the one from the P drop, and I reversed the lead. What I did in this second part, I added a fifth to the leads, and yeah, you can see the chords are getting a bit more crazy. So here I added a fifth to the lead, and yeah, I changed a bit the chords from the first part. Yeah, I really like this combination of the chords. You can see a lot of tension chords here. And yeah, then here's the final chord change in the end of the job, which sounds like this. And then in the second project, I added a lot of reverb here on the end note. So then I added a lot of more drums in the second part. One more head. which is kind of more wide than a hi-hat loop. And then I added the sustain string. That's basically it for the drop, I think. Yeah, I just added some more signature sounds here. And yeah, that's basically it for the drop, I think. So the second break is non-existent. Basically, it's just a copy of the first one. I worked on it on a different project. Yeah, and basically everything is almost the same here as in the first build-up. I just did this thing where I didn't start the drop immediately, but I added this. Let's move on to the second project, because here is totally nothing new. So this is the final project basically. Yeah, you see there are a lot of stamps. I just did the mixing and some details and the second break. So what's different here is just basically the bass, which is the preset from our pack called God, and I just added it in there, and yeah, it worked. The leads, I just duplicated them and made like a double, just to make them more vibe, because they were pretty mono. And in the leads, I added just soothe, just some EQing, just some details, nothing really crazy. The soothe does a lot of work. It gets rid of the not pleasant frequencies. Also, the build-ups should sound much better. Yeah, exactly. Sounds much better. I've added some more drums. A bass which pitches up. In the breaks, as I said, I just cut up the vocals, made it more fast bass, and yeah, that's basically it.
I don't know why I keep on thinking about you.
Yeah, I added some horns, as you can hear. Horns plus violence, and I added this atmosphere. And that's basically it for this part. Okay, let's continue to the second break. So I added this part, you know, just to kind of rest from the drop. And then I just played with the instruments from the first break. I've added some strings. Yeah, these are from Contact. I love them. I've added some horns. Everything else should be the same, I think, as in the first break, at least in this part. And yeah, then this part comes. So what I did, I pitched up the vocal here. I got inspired by Domestic and his break from, I don't know, remember the track, but he did it somewhere there. So in this part I wanted to bring back some older stuff I did. I did a lot of these breaks. Some remember, some probably not. So yeah, I just wanted to do it in this song. Yeah, from the final there are some percussions missing, but yeah, it's almost the same. Yeah, so what I've got here is the bass. Which, listening back, it sounds pretty bad. You can see so many automations. I don't even know what they do anymore, to be honest. They just use a lot of filters. So the main bass here is a bass from our pack, I think, which I distorted heavily, as you can see. I just EQ'd it like crazy, added some disperser. I think I overdid this bass. Don't do this, please, don't do this. This is really bad. And then I did the thing where I just recorded the bass shot. I consolidated it and I made a vocoder from it. This is how it sounds. On its own, it sounds pretty bad, but when I turn the vocal on, it's pretty cool. And it really worked in the context. Then I've got some synths. Yeah, there's a lot of filtering going on in here. I've made some presets myself for this one, and I even used the one chord we made for our pack. So yeah, I just automated the cutoff, and yeah, some other stuff which I'm not sure. I don't really remember what they do, but basically just the cutoff and some tremolo I've got on there, as you can hear here. Then we have some drums, we've got some rides and some cymbals. So I wanted this ride to be kind of gritty, so I added this shaper box and turned the LFO mode to Hertz mode. I made the speed 66 Hertz, and yeah, I just added some character. Then there are some fills, which I just used some cashmere, where I just used some cashmere stuff to make them fit my track. Then we've got some interesting sounds. This sound is just basically an arp made from a violin, pitched down 1 octave and distorted basically, and also reversed. And yeah, that's I think this is it for that, for this part. Let's move on to the second build-up, where I introduce the leads from the second drop. Yeah, I didn't use the vocal here and just added those leads. Okay, let's look at the pre-drop. Also, there is one synth missing, so it's a bit different. But yeah, it's almost the same. I added this Virtual Riot bass. Yeah, and it kind of works. So let's look at the lead of the second drop. It's basically a diva patch with some strings. I layered them both, one to the left, one to the right, so yeah, they are more stereo, and yeah, I just processed them to hell without processing. I just added some disperser, some distortion, just to saturate that a bit. Classic reverb for the automations, some OTT, an EQ, and yeah, basically that, and some crystallizer and some focus one for the build-up. I think I used it there. Yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to make the second drop a bit different than the first one. Then I added some one-shots and bass shots from my pack. Yeah, this one's from the pack. I just wanted to make it even more interesting, always, you know. I think this is it for the track. I'm sorry it was so messy, but yeah, I just wanted to show you at least how I made it, and it was a lot of work to get this done. I complicated it a lot, as you can see, but I think it was worth it, so I've got a lot of good responses from you guys, so much love. So that's it. This is how I made my song feel like. I'm sorry it was so messy. I tried my best to make it more like clean, but it was pretty hard to produce it and even harder to explain to you. So I hope it helped a bit to understand how I made it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it a bit, even though it was pretty messy. And I hope it helped a bit. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, have a nice day and ciao ciao.